In this video, we'll be taking a look at the latest iPhone 12 Pro and comparing the design to the iPhone Pro 11. It's available in 4 different colors: Pacific Blue, Gray, Silver, and Gold. The iPhone 12 Pro has 3 different price points and will vary depending on how much you want. So let's go ahead and unbox it so we can take a closer look at the phone. Make sure you stick around to the end of this video for all the technical goodies towards the end. Since you've gotten this far, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. And also visit thatguyreviews.com for the latest product reviews and DIY articles. Now back to the program. It's a lot slimmer than what we're used to since it doesn't include a charger. And on the side of the box, you'll notice that the iPhone text is there. And this is the back of the box, which is more or less of what you expect. So let's go ahead and see what's inside the box. And this is the Pacific Blue color. I'll lift this gently off the box here. And let me set this aside for now. Let's see what's inside the box. Right off the bat, I see the USB-C lightning cable. Take a look at that real quick. And then we have a small envelope here, which I suspect will contain all the warranty information and documentation. Let's see here, we have this is the SIM ejector tool, and the second sheet here is the warranty details, and you have your Apple sticker. Now looking at the iPhone 12 Pro for the first time, there's a piece of paper on the front display, so I'm going to take that off slowly. And at first glance, the phone design has a very similar look with its round corners and flat aesthetics. Now in the back casing, it's actually made out of the glossy matte finish. And comes with the stainless steel framing, as you can see. I actually like the look, but some may argue that it would attract fingerprints, and for me it's not a deal breaker since I'm going to have a case around the phone anyway to protect it. So let me see if that does it. So you can see a little bit of fingerprints. Yeah. And there's a new feature called MagSafe, which can be used for wireless charging and car mounting purpose. And to use the MagSafe, you have to purchase the charger for additional $39. And you'll also need a USB-C power adapter, which is sold separately for about another $20. Now the MagSafe, which I don't have for this demonstration, simply just snaps to the back of the phone when charging. And underneath this casing, there's a circle piece around the Apple symbol. Now I think Apple did a good job keeping the design the same for the most of the phone, which allows for its existing users to easily transition to the new phone with a less learning curve. Usability seems to be the focus, which is why you'll see the buttons are placed typically near, if not the same region as its previous predecessors. So first, looking at the right side of the phone, here's your power, sleep, and awake button, which is located near the top side, right side. So towards the bottom here, the little cutout, this is for the millimeter wave for the 5G antenna, which is currently only in the US models. And if you notice around the phones here, they have these lines all around basically. Right there's another one. Here's another one. Here's should be one on the side, right there. So it goes all around. And what that is the antenna for the phone for Wi-Fi connectivity. So on the left side of the phone, you have your silent switch, and then you have your volume buttons, and a little further down, you have your SIM card tray right there, which you can pop out using the SIM card ejector that was included with the box. Now moving on to the bottom of the phone, you'll have your microphone and speaker right there, and the lightning port connector right in the middle. Now what you see here, I have 3 phones. You have the new iPhone 12 Pro, you have the iPhone 11 Pro, and then you have the Samsung Galaxy S9. And the reason why I took all 3 of these phones is to kind of give you an idea of how thick these phones are. So if I took the iPhone 12 Pro, and I put them to the side with the iPhone Pro 11. It's pretty identical. Let's see if you can. This helps out a little bit. Let's see. There you go. It's pretty identical, though the 12 Pro does feel a bit thinner. Now, if I had to compare it against the Samsung Galaxy S9, again, it feels a little thinner for some reason. Maybe it's just the way the design is. Now, in comparing the two phones, the iPhone 11 Pro against the iPhone 12 Pro, you can tell that the 12 Pro is slightly taller and has a larger screen display at 6.1 inches. Here's another angle of the two phones side by side. You have the iPhone 11 Pro and then you have the iPhone 12 Pro right here. Now, in terms of weight, both of these phones feel generally about the same, with the iPhone 12 Pro being a little bit heavier since it has a little bit more to it. It weighs about 6.66 ounces, which is equivalent to 189 grams, and the iPhone 11 Pro weighs about 6.63 ounces, and it's equivalent to 188 grams. Now, the one thing that's impressive based on what's been reported so far is the iPhone Pro 12 is supposedly more durable to drop resistance, up to 4 times in the other iPhone family. However, it has the same scratch resistance. I don't know about you, but I'm definitely going to put a shield on my phone and a back casing, so I'm not going to be too concerned about that. But dropping the phone is more disheartening than anything. You know, I've had to replace quite a few phones over the years, and you figure you learn your lessons by purchasing insurance. But given that it's less drop resistance damage, I'm happy to hear about that.
Now it's time to go over some of the newest tech features that stand out for the iPhone 12 Pro.
So I'm going to turn on the phone for the very first time. Let's take a look at this. I'm going to hold the power button on the side here, as we've mentioned earlier, and it comes right on. And the brightness and pixel density hasn't changed much from its previous predecessors. It remains at 60 Hz refresh rate. And the iPhone Pro 12 has all the new A14 CPU and about 6 gigs of RAM, which is pretty fast, with the Super Retina XDR and 2532 by 1170 with 460 pixels and 800 nits of brightness.
So what did that all mean? In a nutshell, the iPhone 12 Pro has a OLED display, which is an upgrade from the previous iPhone 11 that had a lower resolution LCD screen. And the iPhone Pro 12 also has a 60 Hz refresh rate, which isn't the best. This goes up to 120 refresh rate in the market today. And how does this affect your phone? Well, for the average consumer, I don't think so much. But at a higher refresh rate, it'll definitely make your videos appear much smoother, and scrolling up your phone much more smoother as well. And if you're into gaming, the gaming experience will be all around better. And with the Super Retina XDR display feature, this basically means that the pixel density on the screen is going to be so high that you'll barely notice the individual pixels on the screen, which helps improve the viewing experience. Now, along with the A14 Bionic processor, which is the first 5nm chip for any smartphone, it just simply means that the iPhone 12 Pro is super fast compared to other phones today in the market. You might wonder how much faster? Well, there's a benchmark in the market for how fast phones are operating today, and it's just going to be a tad faster.
Now let's talk about the camera. The camera is one of the main reasons people would opt to get this phone, right? It's slightly better than a regular iPhone 12. You know, it has the LiDAR, which stands for the light detection and ranging feature, which helps with augmented reality and autofocus in the dark. And there's also 3 other cameras available, as you can see here. And the iPhone 12 only has 2. The first camera is the ultra-wide f aperture, 2.4 with 120 degree view. And then the second camera, which is also on the iPhone 12, has an aperture of 1.6. And the third camera, which is also a 12 megapixel with aperture of 2.0, has an optimal zoom of 2 times up to 4 times. Now, each of these cameras can capture pictures up to 12 megapixels and can record at 4K at 60 frames per second with Dolby Vision HDR. Now, the front-facing camera, which is similar to the iPhone 12, is True Depth camera, which is f2.2 aperture.
So having all those cameras with different aperture ratings will allow you to take more beautiful photos and videos. That is why each iPhone models have different numbers of cameras. Obviously, the more camera, the more options for you to take better quality pictures and videos. And this year's iPhone 12 Pro camera output is much smoother and has more highlight and details compared to the iPhone 11. And the photos are less grainier and you can see the highlights and shadows more. But just like everything else, it has its shortcomings. Now let's start with the pros. The iPhone 12 Pro has an excellent camera, as we discussed, and it's super fast with more RAM. It has 4K video, which looks really good, and has 5G capability for faster Wi-Fi connectivity. The only two immediate drawbacks I can think of so far is the screen refresh rate. First of all, it wasn't upgraded, so if you pay close enough attention, you might just notice it. And secondly, the battery life seems to drain faster using the 5G connections. Overall, I think the iPhone 12 Pro is a great phone. You know, it's right in the middle upper tier for the iPhone 12 line. And I know that there's the iPhone 12 Pro Max, which is a little bit better than the iPhone 12 Pro. It's bigger, has more features, but you're also paying a little bit more. So if you're looking for something that's sort of in the middle and has all the good stuff, you know, you can't go wrong with the iPhone 12 Pro.
So that's it for the iPhone 12 Pro. If you are planning to get this phone, let me know what you think is the best color of choice, and I know that's always subjective, but interested to see, you know, what you all think. Anyways, hope this video helps, and please don't forget to like or subscribe, as I'll be dropping more content soon. Until then, see you next time.